Hi, I am Lex Michael, and I am here at San Diego Comic-Con with the incomparable Caroline Williams. How are you?
I am wonderfully incomparable. Thank you so much for saying that. I love it.
Absolutely. So you are here promoting Sharknado 4.
Sharknado 4, which, from the genius mind of Anthony C. Ferrante and SyFy, effectively mashes up the 30th anniversary of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, bringing Stretch into the storyline of Sharknado 4. Oh, yes. Because who better to wield the saw against the Sharknado than me?
So that was going to be my first question, because looking at the information that's available right now about the movie, first thing that popped out to me was not only that you're in it, but that you are playing Stretch. So it is the same character from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
It is on.
That is insanely cool. So you have effectively, your participation has effectively folded two iconic franchises together.
Exactly. Anthony Ferrante's always been a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He and I have been friends for the last 2 or 3 years. He wanted to celebrate this 30th anniversary, which has been so extraordinary. The fans are so amazing. He thought, I'll mash it up in there because at some point, Sharknado is going to start getting really into, you know, Ian Ziering shit. And Finn is going to have to take it on. Who better to buy chainsaws from than Stretch?
Absolutely. I mean, and you were pretty ferocious, especially in the final moments of Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Being that you are now playing the same character 30 years on, I can't help but wonder, what has Stretch been up to in the intervening years? Because the last time we saw her, she seemed like she was maybe taking a little dive off the edge there.
Taking a little header, yeah. She kind of did for a while, but then her commercial instincts kicked in. You're going to find her in a retail establishment that's rather unique.
Sure.
But the real cherry on the icing of these scenes that I have in Sharknado 4, you get to see that dance again, baby.
You do the chainsaw dance again.
I fight the NATO.
With a chainsaw? You're selling me so profoundly on this movie. This sounds like...
You're going to go so hard for this film, it's going to absolutely knock you out. And the thing is what's great about Anthony Ferrante and the way he addresses each and every Sharknado, he changes venues, locations, he ups the ante, he enhances the action. I mean, he really gets in there and creates incredible moments, one after the other, at a blistering pace, and he did it in 15 days, and a typical SyFy, the Asylum budget. Nobody does it better than Anthony C. Ferrante.
That is insanely impressive. And
it's insanely impressive.
Was this a franchise that you were a fan of? I mean, the awareness of it is crazy high, but was this something that you were following yourself before you got involved?
I've got 2 teenage sons. When I walked in, and they are SyFy and Chiller, Spike, they are devotees of all things action, sci-fi, horror. And when I saw their enthusiasm for Sharknado, the fact that they would watch it over the course of the month, that it was on a loop, the fact that they knew the dialogue, the fact that they would replicate all of the action, the fact that they would ask me who certain actors were in the various cameos, because there's usually 100, because every actor in Hollywood wants to be a part of the experience.
Sure.
Once I realized how much they love this franchise, that's when I reached out to Anthony Ferrante on Facebook. Yes, believe it or not, we get jobs there. I reached out to Anthony and I said, I'm going to tell you right now, man, my family are a fan of the Sharknado. I know that you're a fan of mine. We need to bring this together. We need to have a moment.
So this was something that you made happen, essentially.
You know, I got pretty aggressive.
Sure.
I really did. I said, yeah, we like to watch the movie, but now we've taken it like a couple of orders higher. Now we're inviting friends.
Sure.
Now we're making fish sticks. You know, now we're bringing out our weaponry. The best thing that I've got going, of course, is an electric shaver, but who cares?
Sure.
It provides a great sound effect for watching the movie.
Absolutely.
It's straight out of Rocky Horror. It's got such an incredible cult following.
It is great, and they seem to have found a tone that is really connecting with people, the balance between absolute abject absurdity and the sci-fi, like Rocky Horror tone type of horror, which is fantastic.
Precisely, and the actors that participate embrace the experience 100%. They know that everybody in their families are going to be watching, and they know people, especially in the era of social media. We live tweet our red carpets and our premieres, as we will at the Stratosphere Hotel in Las Vegas on July 31st, which happens to be Anthony C. Ferrante's birthday. Thank you very much. We're going to be live tweeting. You can find me at Willie Caroline, WILLICAROLINE. But we engage directly with our fans. We turn this into a worldwide experience where every moment of the film is shared. Who else does that? Do we know anybody? I don't know.
It's a pretty unique thing, and it's a really, really great way to keep the audience feeling like they are a part of the experience with you.
And they are. I mean, they are actively living those moments, experiencing those moments, celebrating those moments, and sharing them with one another.
That's really great. That's great to hear. And I hope that we can see more of that. I hope that more entities will learn from your example, because that's a really, really great way to keep people feeling like they are a part of that thing that they love.
I agree. And the thing that's great is I'm praying that I'm not eaten by the NATO. I know I take it on, but I don't know if they decided to like CGI me into the belly of the beast. I'm going to have to find that out at the premiere, because if I live, maybe Loretta from Leprechaun 3 could make an appearance in Sharknado 5.
That would be incredible.
3, 5, 8. Could be a magic number.
So
I don't know.
So then, obviously, I don't want anything to get spoiled, so we're not going to, certainly not going to reveal what Stretch's fate is in Sharknado 4, but being that you're returning to this character, it's the 30th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, which, by the way, is a personal favorite of mine as well.
Thank you.
Is this something that you would be open to returning, a role that you'd be open to returning to again in the future?
You know, nobody's ever really tried to do it, partly because the property is owned by Sony, partly because Kim Henkel and Toby Hooper are still the repositors and the protectors of the Chainsaw franchise. Nobody has ever tried to recreate that film. It was written by Kit Carson. That dialogue and the scenes and the whole setup is so unique and so intriguing. I don't know that anybody will adequately ever recreate that film.
Sure.
Jeff Burr did give me 27 hot seconds in Leatherface Chainsaw 3 as a reporter checking out the latest body excavation. So he managed to keep Stretch alive for those 27 seconds. I don't know if we'll ever revisit Stretch, but I would be willing to do it if the price were right.
Fair enough. I hope it happens. I adore that character. I adore the work that you did.
Thank you.
Caroline Williams, thank you so much for talking with me. And Sharknado 4 drops July 31st.
July 31st, we're going to be live tweeting, cutting away from our telecast to come directly at you from our red carpet at the Stratosphere Hotel in Las Vegas. July 31st.
July 31st, Sharknado 4. All right, thank you for tuning in. Stay with us for more coverage from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm Lex Michael.